Hey guys, so today we're going to be making some pasta. Now I make pasta pretty often at home, and this is a pretty simple recipe that always turns out tasting great. So what you're going to need is some pasta. I chose rotini for tonight, but you can use pretty much any type of pasta you want. If you want to use, normal spaghetti, angel hair, mastacholi, anything you want you can use. They all take about 10 to 12 minutes to cook the pasta. Then you need some pasta sauce. I usually go ahead with a tomato and basil sauce. You can use any brand. I don't usually buy the meat sauces because I feel like the ones that already have meat mixed in just don't have such great meat. So we go ahead and buy a tomato and basil, and then we add in our own meat, which you'll see in a second. And then for toppings, get some cheese topping. I usually add a little bit of actual cheese, and then, well, they're both cheese, but you know what I mean, like cheese pieces. And then at the end I'll add some Parmesan and Romano. So let's go ahead and get this cooked. Alright, so now here we are at the stove. You need two pans here, one bigger, one smaller. I started heating up my big water one. This is going to be for the pasta. Just get that heating up, it's going to need to be boiling. And then I used about a half a pound of ground beef. For one or two people that's fine if you're going to use about a half a can of pasta sauce. But if you're going to be making this for a family, like 4 people, 3 to 5 people, use the whole pound of ground beef in a little bit bigger pan, and use the whole can of sauce. So for 1 to 2 people, half can of sauce, half pound of ground beef. So I'm going to go ahead now and brown my ground beef, and I'm just going to cook it up here and brown it, so we'll be right back. Alright, so now the water's boiling and ready for my pasta, and the ground beef is browned and I drained out the extra fat. So what I'm going to go ahead here and do is add about half of my pasta sauce now. And I've also gone ahead and lowered this back burner down to 2 out of 7, so it's a really low heat now, and all we're trying to do is get the pasta sauce and the meat all mixed up and then heat it up together. So the pasta sauce is now going to heat on low heat for the next 10 minutes. And then we got the water going here, so we're going to pour in about half of our pasta here. Now if you're making this for 1 to 2 people, use about half the box. If you're making this for 3 to 4 people, use the whole box. Now this is a great meal at home because this pasta sauce was about $2 and that was about $2. The pasta was about $2. So I'm using half each time, so that's $1 and $1. This is a $2 meal at home for me. Of course I did have the meat too, so it's like a $3 meal. But it's pretty cheap to make at home, feed a few people. So now we got it going. I'm going to set my timer. I said for 10 minutes, but since I was talking for a second, I'm just going to check it at 9 minutes. So we'll come back in 9 minutes here and see how it looks. Alright, my pasta is still cooking, but I just wanted to mention something. Again, we got the sauce on low heat and the pasta boiling for the 10 minutes. If you want to check your pasta after 9 or 10 minutes, use some type of utensil. Spoon here without slots isn't the best. But grab out just 1 or 2 and let them cool down for a second. They don't take too long to cool down, and then go ahead and try them and see if they're soft enough for you. But right around 10 to 11 minutes is pretty much perfect for all pasta. So we're almost there. We'll be back in a second. Alright, it's been 10 minutes now, so all I have to do is drain my water out of the noodles here and then prepare my meal. And there we have it, a nice big steamy plate of homemade pasta. Last thing I'll do is go ahead and add on a little bit of a cheese mix. Just a little bit of that, not too much. Since this is a big plate, I'm going to throw a little bit more on. A lot of pasta here. And then I'll usually throw on a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And then I would go ahead, stir that up a little bit, and start eating. So that's exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do now. See you guys later.